Welcome to Grief and Brief with Henry Ford Castles. This is Peggy. As we have entered a new year, many people have made plans to refresh or renew or reorganize or educate or exercise, those New Year's resolutions that come every January. Yet studies show that by mid-January, end of January, that we start slipping on those. So now seems like a good time to talk about how we can care for ourselves ongoing on a daily basis throughout the year. One of the things I've been reflecting on lately is how, as an adult, we are in charge of us. We usually don't have our parents around telling us what to do or not to do anymore, and that responsibility lays on us. And in reality, that is no small thing. If we have grief or anxiety or depression on any level, it can be a real challenge to deal with the tasks of adulthood and parenting. Asking for help may be counterintuitive as we are strong, independent adults and we think we should be able to take care of everything and do it ourselves. But being human isn't always easy. And certainly experience the death of a loved one can make that road really rough. Grief, anxiety, overwhelm, I'll have a way of kind of blasting through those strength thoughts and just sitting on us. And they have a power of themselves. So what can we do? Whether you've experienced the death of a loved one, or maybe you're struggling with mental health issues, or you're just going through a really tough time in life, it's sometimes an effort to care for ourselves. It takes energy to care for ourselves. And sometimes we don't have that, but it is vitally important to do so. So let's first off consider a few things like asking for help if you need it. It can come in many forms. Like maybe you just need to get out of the house and have coffee with a friend. Or maybe you can find a really great app on your phone, like the tapping solution or the Calm app are ones I love that really help reduce anxiety, even if it's in the middle of the night and everyone else is asleep. And sometimes the best tool, though, is a trained counselor who can be your ally, can provide you with a safe place to work through those thoughts in your heads and help you find peace and calm. And we know support groups are helpful for many people to be with others who are walking similar paths. And as always, if you have kids and grief that you're caring for, know that St. Castles is here to help. So whatever it is, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So what can we do on a day-to-day basis? How do we start? Well, I like the idea of considering just taking a 1% action. We don't have to move mountains. Maybe just do one thing. On a bad day, that could even be taking a shower, which could feel overwhelming if it's a really bad day. But consider reframing that shower. So instead of making it a chore, could it be a chance to let that water run over you and wash away something, other than dirt, of course, but something you want to release, for example? So I had a good friend once tell me that in a moment of a lot of anxiety, you can just take a shower and let that water rinse off like a whole layer of anxiety and sense it as you're washing off your body and sense it going down the drain, making it just a little bit better and just a little bit easier. And notice the small things like getting into clean clothes afterwards. That can be a 1% refresher. And sometimes we have the weight of the world on us and its obligations can be so overwhelming. You have so much to do and you can't seem to get anywhere. So try choosing one thing to get accomplished. That's it, just one thing. Ignore the 100 items on the to-do list for the moment and just choose one. Maybe it's a form from school that needs filling out, or maybe there's one bill that still needs to be paid, or one check that needs to be deposited. Or even it's just putting one dish in the dishwasher. Get that one thing done and give yourself a pat on the back because you're moving forward by that one thing. And if by chance you choose it and you miss it, that's okay. Just try again. One more thing. Remember to keep the actions small and doable. We're not trying to build a house in a day. We're just nourishing our souls and our minds in 1 minute one moment at a time. Doesn't have to be big. And in our days, let's look around us for what's surrounding us, where we can find some peace or hope. So take a moment to stop and look out your window. Now, admittedly, January in Michigan is freezing, and there's no beautiful palm trees or beautiful flowers outside of my window right now. But there is beauty there. Those big pine trees, for example, still stand strong throughout the frigid temperatures. And even the bare trees can hold beauty. The other day, I was looking out my window and I saw my backyard trees full of birds. I can't explain why they were all there, and I almost walked away. But then I thought to pause and enjoy it, watching their movements, the shifts, the settling. Birds remind me of two things. One, my family and I play the game Wingspan, um, and we lovingly nickname it Birds because it's about birds. But it also brings a lot of fun and joy and good memories into my world and my heart. And secondly, my mom, who died just shy of 3 years ago now, she loved birds. So I took a moment in missing her, and I told her that I'm thinking of her and thanked her for that joyful sound, just in case maybe she sent them to listen to them and to watch them. So be sure to pause and take it in nature. Even if it's just on your way to the car next time, stop and notice one beautiful thing, see it, reflect on it, and take a deep breath to enjoy it. And use that glimmer to bring a moment of calm to yourself. And lastly, but hugely important, especially in winter when we're stuck inside, is don't forget to move. So even if that enjoyment is in nature of taking a quick 3-minute walk outside with the right winter clothes on, of course, but it can be so grounding. Consider incorporating that moment into your day somehow. Movement can change how we feel. So take that time to get your body going, even just for a couple minutes. Can be gentle if it needs to be, but get up and move and feel that shift. So use your tools, use your people. Make a choice today to do a 1% action. Doesn't have to be big, just choose it. Something that you can accomplish and get it done and feel good about it. And as we end today, I wish you warmth and peace as we traverse these cold, dark months, all while knowing that in January in Michigan, every single day, we have 90 seconds to 2 minutes more of light. So let's hold on to that light and hold on to the hope that accompanies it. We can get through this together. And as I finish this up, I'm looking outside and I see a ray of sunshine, and it is 9 degrees outside. So that's my hope for the moment. May you see yours too. Take care.